TIFU by punishing the sandwich thief with super spicy Carolina Reaper sauce. In a shared hangar with several workshops, my friends and I rented a small space for our knife-making enterprise. For a year, our shared kitchen and fridge functioned harmoniously, with everyone respecting one another's food. However, an anonymous individual began stealing my sandwiches, consuming half of each one, leaving bite marks, as if to taunt me. Initially, I assumed it was a one-off incident, but when it occurred again, I was determined to act. I prepared sandwiches with an extremely spicy Carolina Reaper sauce, a teaspoon in each, leaving a note warning about the consequences of stealing someone else's food, and went out for lunch. Upon my return, chaos reigned. The atmosphere was one of panic, and a woman's scream cut through the commotion, accompanied by a child's cry. The culprit turned out to be our cleaner's 9-year-old son, who she had been bringing to work during his school's disinfection week. He had made a habit of pilfering from the fridge, bypassing the healthy lunches his mother had prepared, in favor of my sandwiches. The child was in distress, suffering from the intense spiciness of the sauce. In my defense, I explained that the sandwiches were mine and I'd spiked them with hot sauce. The cleaner, initially relieved by my explanation, suddenly became furious, accusing me of trying to harm her child. This resulted in an escalated situation, with the cleaner reporting the incident to our landlord and threatening police intervention. The incident strained relations within the other workshops, siding with the cleaner due to her status as a mother. Consequently, our landlord has given us a month to relocate, adding to our financial struggles. My friends, too, are upset with me. I maintain my innocence, arguing that I had no idea a child was the food thief and I would never intentionally harm a child. Nevertheless, it seems I am held responsible, accused of creating a huge problem from a seemingly trivial situation. The child is okay. No harm to the health was inflicted. It still was just an edible sauce, just very, very spicy. TLDR, accidentally fed a little boy an insanely spicy sandwich. You should have played the guy who likes spicy sandwiches and everything would have been fine, no? Admitting your plan was the only FU. Seriously, if someone went into my fridge and stole my leftovers, there's a high probability they'd be getting a mouthful of gochujang, jalapeno, habanero, ghost pepper, sriracha, or some other extreme spice because that's just what I eat. Mexicans would be laughing at this story. I know I was. My Mexican step-grandpa gave me chili piquins as a 6 to 7-year-old and said they were candy. Entire family thought it was hilarious. If it's a serious enough issue, take the landlord to court over it. That will probably be enough to get them to back down and hopefully get rid of the cleaner. The reaction of everyone involved is bizarre. She left her child unsupervised and he stole. Why are they punishing you? OP reaction handed the momentum to them obviously. He should have just said he put the spicy sauce in his sandwiches cause that's how he likes them. He note, mate. The note was the issue. Edit. Some answers to the most popular questions. People, read the TLDR section. The saddest part for me personally is that I accidentally hurt the child. I don't give a damn that I was caught, for God's sake. I had no intention to do that and then just run away. Many of you think I should act like another 9-year-old brat who played a prank and tried to cover it up. A little update: the situation is settled. We are not moving away. The landlord said that all of that was just a play to calm down the mother. He admitted that he panicked upon hearing her screams and said something he never intended to do. Yes, the boy did something wrong. Yes, the mother was wrong too. But please don't overlook the part where I was away for an hour, and during that time, the boy was in agony, screaming without giving any explanation to anyone about what was going on. The moment I arrived and explained what was happening, everyone was freaked out. At that moment, the boy had almost no strength left to scream anymore, and yet it was awful to hear. I can't imagine how it was in the beginning. And I argued with my friends for being mad at me. Not with the mother or the boy. Complain to the cleaning company that you caught one of their employees stealing your food. You didn't F up. The cleaner did. What you did was right, Ross Geller. The cleaner should not have been leaving her son unsupervised at your work. If she works for a third-party company, call them today and tell them that her son has been stealing your lunch for weeks, and when you caught him, she complained to your landlord and you lost your lease. This situation was crested by her and she is at fault. Leaving your sandwiches half-eaten in the fridge is disgusting. We capture footage of the cleaners entering and exiting our building. If they brought an unsupervised child into the building to run around, all hell would break loose. OP, you are not in the wrong here. Her 9-year-old kid was not only stealing food, but was left presumably unattended in a construction zone. Tell the landlord that he was unattended and that if he evicts you, you will sue for breach of contract and charge the mother with child endangerment. That'll get him to back off real quick. Edit, NAL, but S people need to face the S consequences of their S actions. And I can guarantee that putting spicy food in a communal fridge and having a thief eat it is not reason enough to evict you. If OP is getting punished, I think someone needs to blow a whistle on an unattended 9-year-old at a dangerous facility. My kid would have been asked, well, what did you learn? And you would get a 3x gift card to a local eatery out of his allowance. Well, first you would need some time to calm down after seeing your kid crying like if he is burnt alive for an hour. But in general, thank you. It is good to hear that I am not actually a bad person here. LOL, my youngest is 8, so I can imagine the adrenaline jolt of having my kid scream bloody murder and not knowing what's wrong, trying to figure out the problem, what caused it, how to fix it, and just generally trying not to panic as my kid howls. Also, kids that age suck at giving relevant information in an easy-to-understand way, so trying to decipher what happened would be interesting. But once I determined he wasn't dying and no permanent damage had been done, you'd best bet I'd be giving him a talking to about stealing someone's food and he'd be marching his little butt over and apologizing to you. And yes, the phrase "I hope you learned your lesson" would pass my lips more than once. You had no way of knowing a child would be harmed. This is the reason my house has a no screwing with food rule though. My older son pranked his younger sister with hot sauce once and did not enjoy the lecture and having to clean her room for her as his consequence. You made your lunch spicy and someone stole your lunch. How is that your fault? The kid was stealing stuff that was not his. You would have eaten the spicy sandwich without issue. A thief should not get to punish you for stealing your food. Actually, better yet, let her call the police. Actually have them come in and do a safety inspection of her and her child. She is letting her child run around a warehouse unattended? And you are a knife-making business, so I know there is some heavy machinery around. That lady is breaking several OSHA laws. I bet the police would be really interested to hear how an unattended child is running around a manufacturing warehouse shop. A thief can sue you and win if they fall through your roof. Laws are weird. Not wrongful. He intentionally harmed someone. They're justified in making him go. It was his lunch. If someone was stealing food, how is it his fault? Booby trapping is illegal. There might be a reason other than theft that someone consumes your sandwich. What if someone mistook it for their sandwich, took a bite, and had a heart attack from the spiciness? The note and confession made things awkward. I feel like if you'd feigned ignorance you would have been fine. No one else tasted the sandwich, so you could have even played it down. Sucks about getting kicked out though. Please like and subscribe for more daily content.